Hello again and welcome to Hot Drops episode 9 with me, PMC317. Yet another instalment in the saga of me attempting to get a win of any kind with Gibraltar. Currently playing in the Legendary Hunt, although not in the Apex Elite as yet. So we went straight into the first of 3 games for today's filming, none of which would prove to be anything like as successful as I would want them to be. But there we go, story of my gaming life. So the initial drop was in the buildings between bunker and airbase, which is a good place to drop, I think, because there's generally quite a lot of loot, it's usually quite quiet, and you've got pit, airbase and bunker nearby, which guarantees a fight reasonably quickly, but not so fast that you're stood there with, a stock hand grenade and some ammunition and everybody else has managed to get purple armour and Spitfires or something like that. I did manage to find the gold resurrection body shield, but I knew even as I picked it up that there was no way I was going to be able to use it properly, but there we go. The EV8 is a nice find as well. It's my favourite of the shotguns, although I must admit I'm still not particularly good with it. But there we go. So I went round trying to find if there was anything better, maybe a Spitfire or a Parrot Prowler, anything like that, but nothing that was left because my teammates had picked it all clean. So we moved on fairly quickly towards airbase. There was a little bit of shooting, but I'm pretty sure it was just a negligent discharge.
I need a body shield.
But there we go. As you can see in the kill feed, there was quite a lot of violence happening, and I suspect a lot of that was probably in Skulltown, which for some reason continues to be a death trap. I think people just go there now because they know that other people are going to go there. So anyway, on we went into our base, and we very quickly found ourselves engaged in a fight, although we had got there first. So that was quite nice to find it reasonably unlooted. I say reasonably because being Gibraltar you're moving a little bit slower, or at least you seem to be moving a little bit slower, so I have a tendency to get to places after my teammates do. I know it doesn't help that I run around with my weapons drawn as well, which does slow you down, but I prefer the rapid response time in the event of a fight. I did have some decision making over whether or not to swap the EVA 8 for an alternator, but in the end I decided to keep the EVA 8. This was when the fighting started, and I'm quite proud of these shots, even though I didn't actually manage to kill anyone with them. The wingman is really accurate, and I can see why people who are very good shots really enjoy using it. It's not my favourite gun, but it hits hard, and if you shoot well, you can really do some damage with it. Unfortunately, one of our teammates decided to just leave the game after being downed, which I find most unsporting and really is behaviour that I would discourage. If you get downed, at least wait until you are timed out and you can't possibly be brought back in. So I picked up some reasonably good loot. And then we got jumped by, I think, the buddy of the person that the Pathfinder managed to kill. It was an Octane. You could hear him coming, weren't sure quite where he was coming from. There we go. I got a couple of shots in, but not enough really to do significant damage, and before I knew where I was dead. So I thought, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and tried the self-revive. Typically, of course, the Octane sort of stood there, watched, and then shot me, and that was that. So, straight into the second game. People going to Skulltown. I really don't like Skulltown, it's just a death trap, like I said. So I landed here, my intent being to pick up some stuff and then move in to try and help and support, but as usual when I try that, all that happens is everybody else died, as you will see shortly. Another EVA 8. I think the thing I like about it in comparison to the other shotguns is the rate of fire. Quick shout out there to the quite amusing animation where you get the Mozambique and you replace it with something else and you chuck it to the ground angrily. They're really leaning into the Mozambique memes, the developers, which is quite fun. Again, I'm pretty sure it's something that you are all well aware of by now, but it cracks me up every time, so it's worth a mention, I think. Managed to find a Prowler this time, which was quite good. I do like it. It's one of my favourite submachine guns, even on burst mode. And then I thought, well, I'll just make sure I've got everything that I could possibly get from here. And then we'll move on, because it seems shockingly quiet in Skull Town. None of my teammates had been killed by this point. Purple armour was a nice find as well, although in the end it didn't really help me very much. And that was the point at which my teammates decided that they would find the enemy the hard way. So I sort of let them know that I was on the way, but I think there was at least one full squad against them. Yeah, there you go. You can hear my teammates saying over the voice chat that I shouldn't go, but I did anyway. So there we go. Yep, both of them killed really quickly, and I tried to get there, tried to do my bit and help out. The Wraith, you know, crashed out. The Octane was, sorry, not the Octane, the Mirage was saying that there were too many people and I shouldn't do it. I knew I'd probably just get killed, but, you know, it was worth doing, I think. As you can see, full squad. I probably shouldn't have done that because they spotted me, so I ran in, and this is where you can see my amazing marksmanship. I then reach out to hit anybody and then shoot the wall and get killed.
You're welcome.
The final game, I spent a lot of it running around on my own, because I decided to go one way and the other two went the other way, which is never a good start. We ran into a couple of people right at the beginning, which was very confusing for me, and that wasn't actually my teammate. There were two Pathfinders with exactly the same colour scheme, so I got a little bit injured early on. I couldn't find a gun, which was always helpful. By the time I did have a gun, the fight was pretty much over. So I was running around desperately trying to find somebody to shoot at, and by the time I did, it was too late and they'd been killed. So I came down this way, following the bullets, got hit a couple of times by some stray rounds, and there we go, we got them. So this was a cut after I'd been running around for ages. I was on the way to try and support my teammates who had decided to, you know, go in completely the opposite direction. I managed to get my mortar barrage out, which I think stopped me from dying straight away. But it wasn't quite enough of a distraction, and I'm not good enough a player to really do much more than get killed when it comes to running around out in the open. So I just wanted to take some time after those three appalling examples of terrible play to talk a bit about another website which sort of tracks people's performance. It's this one here. And you can see here that it shows you what people have managed to get. It only tracks what's on the banners, and you have to sort of update it individually. Like, you go to your Apex profile, you change legend, then you close down Apex, you open this site, you refresh it, and it shows you what you've got. But I quite enjoy it. It's quite a nice little site. If anyone else uses it, let me know in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any comments about the way I play, any tips, hints or tricks that you think I might benefit from, do let me know in the comments below. And as always, I hope you have a good day, and I will see you all tomorrow for some Stellaris.